I've been using castor oil for the last 30 days in really weird ways, and I want to share everything that has happened to me. This stuff does so much. I mean, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Like, this has blown my mind. I'm going to share everything that you guys could try, all the different things that have happened to me, some befores, afters. It's crazy. Okay, let's just start with the basics, the foundation. If you're going to try anything with castor oil, which brand should you order? Because that's extremely important because this stuff is so powerful. So I went down a crazy rabbit hole. None of this is sponsored, but I narrowed it down to 2 brands that I feel really good about. 2 brands that check all of the boxes, in my opinion. So there's this brand and then there's this. I feel like they're very similar. They're almost identical, very similar price points. I will link both. They're both from Amazon. I just went with this one because it was going to arrive the very next day. But in my opinion, it must be 100% organic. It must be extra virgin castor oil. It must be hexane-free. It must be cold pressed. And it also must be stored in a glass bottle. That is very important. Also needs to be a tinted glass bottle because, again, this stuff is so powerful that it will actually start to break things down that it touches, which is a really good thing. We're gonna get to that a little bit later. But if this is stored in a plastic bottle, it'll start to break down the plastic and leach some of the plastic chemicals into it, which you don't want. So again, a glass bottle that is tinted, because over time the UV light will also start to make the castor oil go bad. Now, there are so many different ways you can use castor oil. I have a whole list here, and I'm going to start with what I tried first, and then we're gonna work our way through the video to just some weird stuff, okay? But the first thing I tried was just using it as a skin moisturizer, and it's a very thick oil, so I know a lot of people initially are going to be scared that it's going to clog their pores. And you can look up other videos, look up other testimonials. Like, this does not clog your pores at all. In fact, it's amazing for people with acne because it is so antibacterial, antifungal. It literally kills all the bad bacteria. It really reduces inflammation. It's so good for people with acne-prone skin, but it's so good in many other ways. It's full of minerals and antioxidants and vitamins and fatty acids. There's 18 different fatty acids in this, omega-6s and 9s. It plumps up your skin. It gets rid of fine lines and wrinkles. It's literally known as nature's Botox. You can actually put it like on your hand and just slather it on your face. It is so hydrating, and it actually will make other skincare products work better because it forces absorption. Like, it's also known to just like fully absorb into your skin really well. So if you have expensive skincare that you spend a lot of money on, you can actually use the expensive skincare, put some of this on it, mix it together, put it all over your face, and it will make those products work better. If you're somebody that likes to use the gua sha tools, you can use the castor oil first and then take the gua sha tool and really move it around, get the circulation going, the lymph nodes draining. That is another Botox thing. It's not Botox, but it just like instantly works to get rid of puffiness and fine lines and wrinkles. It really does work wonders. And another thing this is known for is its high vitamin E content, which vitamin E can break down scar tissue, which again, we'll get to that a little bit later. On other areas of the body, you can use it, but vitamin E will also get rid of pigmentation. If you have dark circles under your eyes, holy moly, this will really get rid of the darkness under your eyes. I didn't struggle with that too much, but overall, my skin is so much better in only a few weeks after using this. I do want to move on to another thing that castor oil is known for, and that is hair growth. So if you do want to put it on your scalp, over time, it really will start to help with hair growth, but this is such a thick oil that I don't really think most people want to be doing it that often. So I didn't really mess with that. I already love Vegamore. I feel like that really works for me. But what I did decide to do is really put it on my eyelashes and my eyebrows, which my eyebrows have always been fine, but my lashes, 1000%. I'm convinced that it has made my eyelashes longer. Now, I started this about almost a month ago. 3 weeks in is when I started noticing that my lashes were longer. And if you even go back to other videos, I mean, my lashes are just like, they're known to be super short, like so short. And I feel like you can like literally see them, like they're just longer. I did end up ordering from Amazon these clear plastic, which I'm like kind of torn about because it's plastic, but these mascara tubes and wands that you can just fill it up with the castor oil. So we've got the mascara wand, like a lip gloss wand, because this is actually amazing for your lips too. It's like a natural lip gloss. It makes your lips so hydrated and moisturized, but really, really shiny as well. And so I filled up all of this, and you can put it on directly on your lashes. You can even just swipe the castor oil over your eyelid and lashes like you would another eyelash serum. And I'm just going to kind of keep this in my nightstand so that, again, it doesn't really have the UV light touching it, and just use it that way. But for most of the month, I actually just put it on my hand and just like rubbed it on my lashes, and that still worked too. Another thing to consider regarding the eyes, because this is so moisturizing, there have been so many different testimonials and things. And just so you know, I should have maybe even done a big disclaimer at the beginning of the video. I am not saying this is going to cure anything. I'm not saying this is going to heal anything. Like, you can check with your doctor. This is just my thoughts. I don't want, you to be thinking this is going to like fully cure anything. But a lot of people have said that they have struggled with dry eyes in the past, and they've also struggled with even like floaters in their eyes, and they started using castor oil on their eyelids, and suddenly their eyes are so moisturized. They're not having dry eye struggles anymore. They don't have to use like eye drops, and the floaters have gone away. Moving down a little bit lower on the body, as I mentioned, this does break things down, which can help with a lot of things. As I mentioned, the acne scarring on your face, if you have scarring, this will help to get rid of it, which would also work on other areas of your body, but also stretch marks. Say you have pregnancy stretch marks, you can start slathering this on the stretch marks, and over time, this will literally start to get rid of them. I have seen so many befores and afters, and you could even use it to prevent the stretch marks from even happening. Again, if you're pregnant, you can check with your doctor, but I will say, I did use this on my belly throughout my pregnancy, probably not that consistently, but I definitely remember having a jar of it in a glass bottle that my mom gave me. She probably doesn't even remember this. And I have 0 stretch marks. Maybe it's because of that, maybe it's not, but it's something you could at least look into. Oh, and cellulite. This will break down the dimples and the rippliness of cellulite. You can just rub it on your thighs or your butt or wherever it is. Do it every night. Just as a general rule, I do like to use castor oil at night before bed. Now, I mentioned my mom, and that is because she used this to break down some lumps and bumps in her body. And this is where things can get a little weird. I'm not saying this is going to cure anything, but it is something that she did. And I'm not even going to go into too much detail just because this is YouTube and Basically, castor oil is known for castor oil packs. Like, people use castor oil packs on different areas of their body. And so basically you just need a clean, healthy, like organic cloth, like not plastic, just like a plain piece of cloth. You soak it with castor oil and put it on to different areas, maybe like a cyst or something that you would want to have it start to break down. My mom did this for like a month or two, and it worked wonders. Yeah, so just gonna plant the seed there. That's kind of how my mom, like a long time ago, was really, really into this. And so that caused me to have a light bulb moment. Okay, well, I have this callus on my foot that I've had for the last 15 years. It was from wearing a terrible pair of high heels at my first job. I was like, I'm gonna look professional with this like really good pair of high heels. But they were really bad because they just created this callus on my pinky toe, and it has been there for the last 15 years. Started putting like a Band-Aid filled with castor oil on my toe, and again, you could see the before. It's just always kind of like a big bump. It's red. It kind of bothers me sometimes. It is so much better in only like a week and a half. I fully expect that if I keep using this for another week or two, I think it's going to be completely gone. Oh, one other thing about my foot. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe I almost forgot this. This is such a good story. I had, I'm not really sure yet, plantar fasciitis. This was a whole thing when I went running. I wore bad shoes, and just on my right foot, I developed plantar fasciitis. I'm sure so many of you actually struggle with that. I had these socks that are just meant for the heel to kind of like moisturize the dry skin on your heels, and I started putting castor oil on the one foot. And the first 2 or 3 days, I didn't really notice a difference. But like on the 4th day, I got out of bed, and it's really noticeable as soon as I get out of bed, just like walking to go to the bathroom. No joke, I just walked to the bathroom. Like there was no kind of like stumbling until it like kind of stretches itself. Like it was just like the pain was gone. I just haven't had it since. So I don't know if it's just cured. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. I've been struggling with plantar fasciitis in the morning only for probably the last 9, 10, 11 months. It's been almost a year. And it's like completely gone now. Now, because this is so lubricating and moisturizing and hydrating, and it just absorbs so well, people love this for arthritis or pain in their joints. And you just like rub it on, and you like, I think over time feel relief, but also instantly, because I have been putting this on Josh's knee and it really helps him. And it's also been helping his shoulder, which I actually think he just has something torn in his shoulder. Like I personally think he kind of needs surgery, but still he is feeling relief from just using castor oil. Now we're gonna get into kind of the weird thing that I tried. Some of you are gonna be like, you're a wacko, Shay. But it's an Eastern Ayurvedic medicinal practice, and it's actually putting castor oil in your belly button, but like pouring like kind of a lot in your belly button and then rubbing some extra oil around the surrounding areas. And this has done a lot for me, okay? So I do this before bed. I'll be like laying horizontal. I'll either read a book or I'll watch a show or whatever. I'll be on my laptop, but I just pour it directly into my belly button. And also, like I said, rub some lower in my lower abdomen. And this helps with so much. So the immediate thing that I noticed, I'm just gonna be kind of graphic here. Also, I wanna say another disclaimer. If you're gonna try it in your belly button and rub it down on your abdomen, I would suggest starting out slow. Maybe try it one night and then skip a night, like go like every other day. Don't just immediately jump into this, because this can detox your body. And if there's tons of detoxing that needs to happen, you might start to feel a little sick. And so you wanna just start slow. But putting it in your belly button and rubbing it in the surrounding area, the first thing I noticed the next morning was more regularity in the bathroom. So that was a good thing. Sometimes I struggle with that. It wasn't anything bad. It was just like good. Also, it drastically improves digestion. If you are somebody that struggles with menstrual cramps or endometriosis, it really helps with those symptoms. And so this is something I noticed. Like this blew my mind. Every single month for years, this is what happens to me when my period comes, what I like to call George. I'll be like, George came today, like that's what I say. Every single month, I either get a horrible headache, like a menstrual hormonal headache, or I have really bad cramps. It's like one or the other. It's every month it's one or the other, really, really bad headache or really bad cramps. I don't know why. It's just always been the case. This is the first month ever since using this in my belly button and rubbing it in that area, I had no symptoms. I had no headache. I had no menstrual cramps. I just went to the bathroom like, oh my gosh, George is here. And then George continued. And it was like the easiest month. And I'm like, oh my, like it. So this also just really helps with bloating. And again, it just detoxes the body of bad toxins. And so I love this. Like at this point, I'm starting to want to just slather this all over my body because it does so many good things. That's why I wanted to do kind of like a dedicated video on it. This is not the kind of normal content I create where it's just so dedicated to like one thing. I will have the brands that I like linked down below if you want to try. There are seriously so many other things that this does. If you have tried castor oil in other ways, put it down in the comment section. And I encourage you guys, if you're watching this video, read some of the comments. I bet there's so many other things that this has helped other people as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.